What's the worst pain you can imagine? A broken bone? A burn?
Forget it. Human history is a museum of cruelty. Today, we open the door to the 10 worst punishments ever devised. And trust me, you can't unsee this. Welcome back. We're going somewhere dark today. This isn't about justice. This is about power, about fear. For thousands of years, civilizations used pain not just to punish criminals, but to send a message, a terrifying, absolute message. This list isn't ranked from bad to worst. They are all, in their own unique way, the absolute worst. They pushed the limits of human endurance, turning execution into a spectacle, a slow, agonizing show. We've deliberately left out some of the more common, though horrific methods, like the guillotine or a simple hanging. We're going for the truly ingenious, the ones that make your stomach turn. Ready to look history in the eye? Let's begin. Number 1. The Brazen Bull. This is the Brazen Bull, invented in ancient Greece. It looked like a magnificent bronze sculpture of a bull, but it was hollow. The victim was sealed inside. A fire was lit underneath. The bronze heated up, slow and agonizingly. But here's the sick genius. The bull was designed with a complex system of tubes and acoustic baffling. As the person screamed, their screams were amplified and modulated to sound like the bellowing of a giant, angry bull. The public got a show, the victim got a slow roast. It was a terrifying masterpiece of sadism. Number 2. Ling Chi, or death by 1,000 cuts. For centuries in imperial China, there was a punishment reserved for the worst crimes. Ling Chi. The name translates to death by 1,000 cuts. It wasn't about the number of cuts. It was about the pace. The goal was to prolong the life of the condemned for as long as possible while systematically removing small pieces of flesh. Think about the psychology of it. It wasn't a frenzy. It was methodical, controlled, an ultimate violation of the body piece by piece until the final mortal blow was delivered. The state wasn't just taking a life, they were meticulously dissecting it.
Number 3. Scaphism, or the boats, ancient Persia. The Persians were masters of torture, but scaphism, or the boats, is in a class by itself. The victim was stripped naked and tightly placed between two small boats or hollowed-out tree trunks, with only their head, hands, and feet exposed. They were then force-fed milk and honey until they developed severe explosive diarrhea. Then, they were left floating on a stagnant pond. The combination of milk, honey, and the victim's own waste attracted swarms of insects, vermin, and parasites. Death was slow. It was from dehydration, starvation, and most horrifically, sepsis. It was a total, festering decomposition while the person was still alive. Number 4. The rat torture. Various, notably medieval Europe. This one preys on a very common visceral fear. We call it the rat torture. Simple setup, absolutely devastating effect. A metal cage containing a large rat was placed on the victim's exposed stomach. The cage had an open bottom. The torturer then placed hot coals or a torch on the top of the cage. The heat drives the rat crazy. The only escape is down. So the rat, desperate to get away from the fire, begins to gnaw and burrow its way into the victim's abdomen. A slow, terrifying, and deeply invasive death. Pure psychological horror. Number 5. Impalement, Ottoman Empire, or Vlad the Impaler. You can't talk about horrific punishments without mentioning impalement, famously or infamously used by Vlad the Impaler. It wasn't about a quick, sharp thrust. That would be too humane. The process involved a thick, oiled wooden stake with a rounded tip to avoid immediate fatal damage. The stake was inserted and then, slowly, painstakingly raised upright. Gravity did the rest. The body would slowly, over the period of hours or even days, slide further and further down the stake. Death was a result of agonizing internal bleeding and organ failure. Vlad didn't just kill his enemies. He created a terrifying, living forest of fear.